Okay, today I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips and tricks for using the iPad keyboard, making it easier to use and improving your speed and accuracy when typing. First, I want to show you some of the settings that can help you achieve that. So if you go into the Settings app, and then in the General Settings, look under Keyboard, there are some options here that you can toggle on and off. The ones that I think are most important are auto capitalization, auto correction, and the period shortcut. And these allow you to do the tricks I'm going to show you in just a second. So if we flip over to an app that allows us to type, something like the Notes app here that's on every iPad, you'll notice the keyboard is not visible. And that's because the keyboard on the iPad is contextual, meaning it only appears when it makes sense. So when we first open Notes, it expects us to want to be able to read our notes. If we'd like to edit the notes, we can tap once and the keyboard slides up. On the iPad, we have a full-size keyboard, making it easy and comfortable to type, but you'll notice that some keys are not always visible. So we have a button down in the corner here that allows us to toggle between the alpha keyboard and the numerical keyboard with punctuation. There's another button here that can toggle to a third keyboard with more punctuation options. If we go back to the first keyboard though, let's take a look at some of the results of those options we turned on. The most important one, I think, for improving your typing speed, and this is the advice I give everybody who's new to the iPad, is just type on through, plow ahead, and allow the iPad to do the auto correction for you and the punctuation for you. Here's an example. If we start typing a sentence here, you'll notice even as I typed I made some spelling mistakes. iPad auto-corrected for me. When I get to the end of a sentence, customarily we would hit period, hit the space bar, and hit the shift key to prepare to capitalize the first letter of the next sentence. Because we turned on auto-capitalization and the period trick though, we can just simply tap the space bar twice, and you'll notice the iPad took care of those tasks for me. There's a period at the end of the sentence, a space has been created, and the keyboard is now showing that it's been shift activated, so the first letter I type will be capitalized. So I can type another sentence, and again I'm going to hit the keyboard twice, and it puts a period, space, and is ready to capitalize the next sentence. That's a great way to improve your typing speed. One of the other tricks that if you've used the keyboard for a while, you'll notice is the iPad takes care of auto-correcting punctuation. Most commonly, contractions. So if we type something like that's, without the apostrophe, it senses that we probably want that apostrophe S, and auto-suggest is come forward with that option. If we want to accept that suggestion, just hit the space bar, keep typing, and it'll auto-correct with the apostrophe. For most common contractions, the keyboard will act just like that. So don't worry about actually typing the apostrophe. Allow the keyboard to auto-correct that for you. Another nice feature that most people aren't aware of is that there are hidden characters on the keyboard. Most commonly used for language accents. If you need special character, just press and hold. So in this case, I'm pressing and holding the E, and you'll notice different language accents pop up. I can slide over to the one I'd like to use, release, and away we go. We get that character. And this is true on the keyboard of most of the letters that have accents available. Just press and hold, choose the one you want, presto. There are other hidden characters on the keyboard. On the secondary keyboard, for example, with punctuation, if you press and hold the dash, you'll see you get options for longer dashes, even a bullet point. On the currency key, if we press and hold $, we get different world currencies or a cent sign. And on the main keyboard, some power user tips here, there are added punctuation available as a press and hold option. So for example, if you press and hold the question mark, you'll get the quotation choice. Now that's something that normally is over here on a third keyboard, and now you can get it on the main keyboard just by pressing and holding. Also, right next door, the exclamation mark comma gives you an apostrophe. So if you are typing, say, a proper noun and you want to do a contraction, instead of having to go to the second keyboard, it's right there. Just slide up and away you go. Slide up, get that, and away you go. Okay. Those are some of my favorite iPad keyboard tricks. I'd love to hear yours. Please leave them as a comment on this post.